Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. So today I have for you a do-it-yourself video how to pimp a simple H&M dress. You can clearly see the details because I'm wearing the dress right now. So this is what we're gonna do and I wish you a lot of fun with the video. This is the original H&M dress. I think it's a very pretty dress, but I'm a person who likes to change clothes and pimp them up a little bit, so that's why I decided to make those details. You can see them now how they look like, and this is what we're gonna do today. So you can see there is a shoulder pad. This is made of faux leather with chains and some chain details in the cleavage. It is the best thing if you have a dummy for sewing. If you don't have one, you can check out the info below the video. I have a tutorial how you can make yourself one very easy and in an inexpensive way. We are going to need faux leather shoulder pads. This is going to be the form. I made it according to the size of my shoulders, and I'm going to show you the place where the patch will be. You will need a chain. It should be of a good quality so that you can even wash your dress with it in a machine, which I do, and it is no problem. Then you're going to need scissors for the faux leather. I like those zigzag scissors because it's a nice shape. And then of course faux leather and some interfacing. I folded the faux leather on the place where the shoulder pad is straight, and the interfacing is always only the half because this is good enough. So when I fold the leather and put the piece of interfacing inside, this is how it's going to look. The interfacing, the flizzoline I have chosen, is supposed to be ironed for 8 seconds. Since I've already cut the edges of the pads with the zigzag scissors and it is a nice shape, it is important that the interfacing is a tiny bit smaller so that it is not showing between the zigzag on the edges of the pads. So here we go, the interfacing is ironed on. I will put in several pins and I will go to my sewing machine. My sewing machine is by Singer, and for sewing through I will need just a regular straight stitch. The stitch length is going to be 3. And I will place my needle to the very right position and sew through around the edges. I always recommend sewing through very slowly, especially on the round parts. Plus, if you have a leather needle, you can use that one, but the faux leather I'm using is very soft, so it wouldn't be a problem if I use just an universal needle. So now I'm going to be placing the shoulder pads on the shoulder area of the dress. The middle of the pads is supposed to be also the place where you have the seam at the shoulder area on your dress. I always like pinning the pins in the fabric in 90 degrees angle to the edge so that I can leave them in when I go to my machine and sew through. When I go to my machine, I use the same settings apart from the stitch length. It's gonna be 3.5. Once you finish this part, you can put your dress again on the dummy, and you need to take your measuring tape and measure the longest part of the chain. I have decided I want to have 6 rows of chain, and they're supposed to have different lengths. You know, the closer you move to the middle, the shorter the chain should be, and the difference is about an inch between the separate chains. I will start with the longest one, and what you want to do is to start pinning it on the shoulder pad. The most important thing here is to put it flat on the shoulder pad so that the chain isn't twisted, especially not in the area that is going to hang down loosely at the end of your shoulders. How you're going to pin it on, that is up to you. You need to find the best way for you personally, what works. And since the entire shoulder pad is going to be covered with chains, it doesn't matter if you put more needles in, because normally in faux leather you would see the holes, but it doesn't matter here because it's going to be covered with chains anyway. Once you have positioned your chain, you take any thread that you like to work with. I always like polyester threads, and mine is by the brand Gunnar. I have chosen a thread in black color, and now you need to sew it on with your hands on several places. Make sure that you make very tight knots so that nothing could come open later after you washed your dress. And this is actually the same procedure also for the other rows. My recommendation is do always one step at a time, like put on one row, stitch it on, and then the next one, because the more needles you have there, the more the thread is going to get tangled. And why do I know that? Because that's what I have done on the first patch, and it was kind of pain in the ass. So once both patches are done, you can decide what details do you want to have in your cleavage. So I have decided I want to have 3 pieces of chains that are going to hang from the shoulders, and they're going to cross in the middle, so you're gonna see it in a little while. So these are the first 2. They're not supposed to be too tight because otherwise it could kind of pull on my cleavage. And I have also decided that at the places where the chain is going to be sewn on the dress, I want to place there also buttons. So this is the next part. It's going to be on the dress. Yeah, I put several pins in it, and then I measure some so that I know how long the other chains are supposed to be. And at the end, it's possible that even though you measured properly, you will have to adjust something, so that's okay. The place where the 2 first chains are crossing is also going to be the place where the last chain is going to hang down. So after I will be done with sewing on the chains on the dress, I will take one part of the chain and bind it all together so that it doesn't open anymore later. But it is best to wait for a little bit later and make sure that the middle chain is the right length, because I started sewing it on and then I've seen this is way too long, so I had to take the tweezers and shorten it a little bit. So that's what I meant with, you know, don't get too hasty, it doesn't pay off. So, but now I was happy with the length, so I started sewing it on again with the thread in black color from the brand Gunnar. It's a polyester thread, and as I already said, I like it because it is really a good thread. And once the chains are sewn on, I will stitch on also the buttons. All those shapes and things I've done here can be also made with some strings instead of a chain. That would be also an idea. Like you could take, I don't know, like neon colored string or a black string, or you can take silver chain, whatever you like. It's just an inspiration. So here we go, the dress is finished. As I already said, I binded those chains together so that they don't shift. And here again the shoulder detail. I absolutely love petticoats, so that's why I wear one with this dress. I made myself my petticoat, but if you don't feel like making yourself one, you can always go to the Amazon pages. I'm sure there are like gazillion of petticoats they offer. And I'm wearing it also with a white belt with studs, and my ballerinas are flats by the brand Geox. This video was an interesting inspiration for you. If you liked the video, don't forget to leave a comment or a thumb up. And let me know if you like doing something like that. Are you a person who likes to pimp up your clothes? And I have also for you a playlist with similar videos, all the do-it-yourself videos in English I have filmed so far. If you want to, you can check it out in the info below the video. There's also a link to my Facebook page, web page and Instagram page. You can check those out too. And if you're for the first time here, I would be happy if you subscribed, if I could see you here again. And thank you so much for watching. Love you guys so much. See you next time. Bye!